Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Julie Bagwell and I'm from the Faculty of Science here at the University of Queensland. For the next half an hour, I'll be taking you through some of the many reasons why you might choose to come and study science at our university, and give you some information about what we teach, how we teach it, and what benefits that you'll gain from coming and studying here. I also have one of our students here today who will be able to talk to you a little bit about their experience as being a student here at the university. She's a master's student in food science, and she'll be able to give you a little bit of information perhaps a little later on. If you don't get a chance to ask a question, please feel free to ask a question at any time throughout the presentation, and I'll try and answer them either during the presentation or after the presentation. Or you can certainly join me in the faculty booth after this event, so you can certainly go and have a chat to me or any of our other faculty representatives there. We've also got representatives from our admissions area, so if you've got questions about how to apply or an application that you've already submitted, you're welcome to submit those questions through to them. Okay, so the Faculty of Science at the University of Queensland is one of the largest science organisations in Australia. We teach everything from agriculture through to zoology, so the A to Z or the A to Z, depending on which country you're in science. So we have around 6,000 undergraduate students across a large number of programs at bachelor level. We have about 900 postgraduate students, and a very large proportion of those postgraduate students are international students. So around about the 40% of those students are international students. Those students come from a large range of countries. We have over 150 different countries represented across our programs, so it's quite a multicultural faculty. In terms of our world rankings, we're very fortunate to have some very talented academics and researchers in our faculty, and we've got very high success rates in a lot of our world rankings. So on this slide you can see that in the Qsr World Rankings, we're number 11 in environmental sciences, we're number 18 in agricultural sciences, biological sciences and geography also are in the top 50. We also have very well recognised mathematicians, chemists and earth and marine sciences, and they're all in the top 100 in the world. So that's really a very good recommendation that our academics and the people who will actually be teaching you are very highly regarded within the world of science. So the Faculty of Science is based across 2 campuses in Brisbane in Queensland, and the majority of our programs are taught on our St Lucia campus. That's our urban city campus, and the rest of our programs, our agriculture programs and our veterinary science program, are actually taught at our Gatton campus, which is a rural campus. It's been purpose-built for agriculture science and animal science, wildlife science and veterinary science teaching. So we have fully equipped laboratories, clinical, a veterinary science hospital, we have equine facilities, we have a dairy and a piggery on our and farmland. So it's perfect for those students who are interested in agricultural science, anything to do with animals, wildlife science, veterinary technology or veterinary science. We also collaborate. We have 7 schools in our faculty. Those schools range from earth sciences through to environmental sciences, biology, chemistry, mathematics and physics, and the School of Urban and Regional Planning. We are we collaborate with 8 UQ research institutes on campus, so our academics and our researchers are regularly working with other researchers in other areas, which gives you more knowledge that they can bring to the classroom for your study. We have more than 90 undergraduate and postgraduate degree programs. We also have a very strong record in research commercialisation, so many of our scientists have actually discovered products that have gone out to market and have been marketed into the world. Okay, so this is just a very small list of some of our bachelor programs. Our Bachelor of Science is one of our most popular programs. It has 24 majors, so 24 specialisations with everything through from biomedical science through to zoology, marine science, earth science, physics, mathematics. Basically, they're all listed there on the slide, so you can see them all there. Those are the areas of specialisation that you can have within that program. That's a 3-year degree program with an optional 4th year, an honours year. That program is available for entry directly from high school, or if you're completing a poly diploma or a diploma at another institution, or if you've even completed some tertiary study, you can enter into that program. We have very generous credit arrangements, so you can come in and have advanced standing where you might complete some regular, a shorter program. This year we've introduced a new program, that's our Bachelor of Advanced Science. This program is very similar to the Bachelor of Science, however it is a 4-year program, and the 4th year is a research year. It's a compulsory project at the end of the 3 years of coursework. There are a smaller number of majors in this program, and it's a much more structured program with opportunities for advanced study in a number of areas, including the opportunity to undertake research projects at an undergraduate level. And this is something that's quite unique. Most undergraduate programs don't allow the opportunity to have an undergraduate research project. Some of those projects can be taken over our summer semester break, which runs from November through to the beginning of February. And that's often a time when it's a little bit of a downtime for students, so they often take that opportunity to undertake a research project with an academic in a laboratory. Or the research project might be in the field, going and doing field work in the areas of geology or biology or even environmental management. So some of our other programs, we have 4-year programs that also include an honours component. So we have a Bachelor of Biotechnology. We also have a Bachelor of Biomedical Science, which fits into that area. With regional town planning, environmental science, environmental management, and a range of agricultural science programs. One of our other generalist degree programs that's not listed on the slide is the Bachelor of Applied Science. Within the Bachelor of Applied Science, you can undertake veterinary technology, animal science, wildlife science, or plant science. So there are a range of areas that you can enter into in that program as well. One of our very popular programs with our international students is the Bachelor of Veterinary Science. It's a 5-year program that doesn't require completion of a degree prior to entry, so you can enter directly into that program from high school. That program is accredited with the American Veterinary Medical Association, which means that students can return to the US or to a number of other countries, sit the local entrance exam and practice immediately without further study. The program is also accredited with the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons in the UK and with the College of Veterinary Surgeons in Australia. That allows entry into UK and most of the European countries for veterinary practice, and most of the Asian countries, so Hong Kong, Asia, Hong Kong, Singapore, and China. So it's always worth checking with your local veterinary board or association to just ensure that you can practice when you return home. But that program has now been accredited internationally in most countries. We are considering, the program is currently under review, and a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine may be introduced in the next few years. So if you are interested in veterinary science at the university, please feel free to stay in contact with us so that we can continue to give you information about developments in that area. Okay, in terms of postgraduate programs and master's programs, I've just put up a slide that's got a very large list of all of our programs. As you can see, it's got agribusiness all the way through to veterinary studies and everything pretty much in between. So if you're interested in furthering your study in a particular area or moving into a new area of science or environmental management, University of Queensland will offer you a range of different options for doing this. Most of these programs are available both in a 1.5 year program, so 1.5 years, or a 2-year option. The 2-year option is generally available for students who don't have any previous background in the area, whereas the 1.5 year programs are available for students who have previous background in that area of study. So for example, if you were interested in moving into biotechnology, you would have to have considerable background before you moved into a 1.5 year degree. You would still need some background in science to move into the 2-year program, but not the same level of study. If you are looking at something like environmental management, the new programs are looking at having, if you've done some undergraduate study in environmental management, you can move into the 1.5 year program. The 2-year program will be available for students who've completed any previous study. If you've got any questions about the information about master's programs, please, I'll try to answer them at the end. I can see there's already some questions coming in, so I will answer some of those questions at the end and as we get to them. Okay, here's just a slide that has some information about what some of our previous students and current students have said about the university. So Isabel has completed now a Master of Regional Development and a Master of Urban and Regional Planning. You can see that she chose UQ because of the academically prestigious and research-intensive university. And she made that decision because it was important for when she chose her postgraduate studies. That's when you're really looking at specialising and taking on a degree that will get you to where you want to be in your career. Francesca has completed a PhD here with us, and that's where she's taken on a research project for 3 years to complete a research higher degree. All of the programs on our previous slide are also available as research topics if you're interested in taking on a PhD or a Master of Philosophy. Okay, the University of Queensland has a very extensive number of facilities designed for teaching and learning and researching in science. We have over 1,800 laboratories across 4 of our UQ campuses. So while we only teach across 2 of them, there are 2 other campuses where we have facilities that students may join and visit or undertake research in. Many of our teaching laboratories are well equipped with the latest machines and equipment, and all of the equipment that you need to undertake your undergraduate study. We have a large number of research laboratories where students can undertake research projects in research groups as they with the current researchers. Other facilities that we have include things like our glass houses and our greenhouses, where our plant science students are able to conduct experiments with growth, soil, plants, those sorts of things. We have a number of student learning spaces. So the photo down at the very bottom is one of our, it's our Science Learning Centre, and it's a place where a large number of our students get together for group study and for relaxing. They can charge their laptop computers, they can connect to the internet. We have excellent Wi-Fi on campus, but we also have internet ports in our student learning facilities. Students can also connect their laptop computers and have their work displayed on large screens for group work and group collaboration. The University of Queensland has a very extensive marine research and teaching facilities. We are the closest GO8 university to the Great Barrier Reef, and we have marine island facilities. We have one facility which is within 1 hour drive of our St Lucia campus. Our other marine facility is on Heron Island, which is on the tip of the Great Barrier Reef. So we have an opportunity for students of marine science, environmental science, to actually participate in field trips to these fantastic locations, have an experience that looks at terrestrial life and marine life on our tropical islands. This last slide just shows a shot of our St Lucia campus from the air. You can see we're well equipped with a large range of sporting fields there in the front of the picture. There's a bridge that goes across from our southern suburbs. That's a bridge for buses and walking, so it's what we call a green bridge. You'll also see in the front of the picture there's a city cab. That's one of our water taxis or a water ferry that goes up and down the river, so you can catch that at any point and use that to come to the university on a regular basis. So that's pretty much the end of my presentation. I do have two of our lovely students here who would be happy to give you their perspectives on studying science at the University of Queensland, and then perhaps we can answer some questions. So perhaps, Toy, maybe you could introduce yourself and tell us what you're studying.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Thoa. I'm from Vietnam. Hello, I'm Thoa. I'm from Vietnam and I'm studying Master of Food Science at University of Queensland.
Hi everyone, my name is Cheryl. I'm an international student from Singapore and I studied the Bachelor of Science major in Marine Science. So my experience here was I did a 1.5-year program here and we got to go to places like Moreton Bay and Heron Island, and those were really great hands-on experience and you cannot get that anywhere else in the world. So yeah, I mean, you study a program and you get to tell people you've been near the Great Barrier Reef is really something. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Anybody has any questions? Does anybody have any questions? So one of our questions is whether we have a master's program in ecotourism. We don't have a master's program in ecotourism specifically, but we do have programs that include tourism and hospitality. We also have environmental management programs which give an introduction into some of those areas. One of our other questions is about biotechnology. We have biochemistry or bioinformatics. It's really, Christina, it's really up to you whether you are interested in the biochemistry or the bioinformatics. Bioinformatics is much more about data processing, whereas the biochemistry, you can go in a whole range of different areas, including sort of drug design and development, and biochemistry is also really important in food science as well. Question for Cheryl maybe, or?
How do I find the cost of living? Well, I come from Singapore and things there aren't exactly cheap either. But I think in terms of like transport, it's about the same as Singapore. In terms of food, I would say the quality of food is really good over here. And it would cost about 20K to about 24K over here. I think if you manage per year, 20K to 24K staying here per year. But I think if you manage your finances well, you should be able to cope well here. And you also get the opportunity to do part-time work here as well. And so, yeah, UQ Union helps with that a lot. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, and you can, because you have a lot of scholarship, like for the international students, so you can apply it, and it's a good chance for you to try. And another thing is you can, Faculty of Science also have a summer and winter research scholarship, so you can get that scholarship. This is also a good chance for you to develop the personal initial communication skill, also the independent thinking. I was one of the scholarship. I used to got this scholarship, and I was excited in that program, so you can apply that.
Excellent. One of the questions here is it possible to study environmental management with a background in hospitality and tourism? Yes, it certainly is. Environmental management is one of our programs that students can enter with any background, and it's an opportunity to specialise in a particular area. Christina, your question about postgraduate studies, maybe if you can meet me in the faculty's room after this talk, after 5 o'clock or after in 10 minutes time, and I can assist you with that question. And I've got a question from you about the Bachelor of Science majoring in physics. Is the passing rate high or low? It depends how hard you study. It is important for you to work hard. We do have high expectations of our students. Maybe Cheryl or Toy can talk about if you found it difficult or hard to do the study here.
For me personally, if you organize time well, so you will do well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So it depends on you.
Yeah, for me the experience was because I came in second and in the middle of third year, so it was quite a big jump for me to understand what was going on during the lectures. But I think it's important, and the onus is on you to ask the lecturer and to reach out to your lecture mates, because they know what's going on and they can help you with whatever questions you have. So.
Excellent. The question from Sherry is whether it's easier, cheaper to stay on campus or off campus. It really depends, Sherry, on what your options are. If you stay on campus in one of our colleges, generally all your food is provided, and in some cases they will also provide sheets and pillows for you so that you don't have to buy very many things. Some students find it actually is less expensive to live in share accommodation with other students, because then you can share the cost of the house and you can choose yourself how much food that you buy, what type of entertainment you have, those sorts of things. So are you living on campus or in a share house?
I'm off campus, so with 2 other students.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we have many of our students do share accommodation with other students, and it's a good way to get to know people, and sometimes you can take turns and share cooking and transport to the university as well. There's also an accommodation booth, the College Week Live accommodation booth. You're welcome to go to that and ask some more questions after this. So one of the questions from Annabelle is about genetics. We have genetics offered in both our Bachelor of Science and our Bachelor of Biomedical Science, so you can undertake studies in that area. I think you probably, yeah, it says undergrad. So genetics is one of our majors that you can do in our Bachelor of Science. Don't know what that question is following on from. Genetics. The postgraduate studies in genetics would really be, you'd be looking at biotechnology or possibly even our bioinformatics area. We don't have a specific genetics program at postgraduate level. Sherry, you're interested in maybe the biomedical science honours program. I think we maybe had a conversation in a private chat earlier, and I think maybe I have answered your question, but if you're interested in postgraduate medicine, the Bachelor of Science is a shorter program with more flexibility, so it may be something that you might consider. Sherry, one of your questions is about coping academically in biomedical science, and I think probably the answer is if you study hard and make sure that you ask for help and talk to your fellow students and to your lecturers, that you won't have any problems when you come here. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Please remember, if I wasn't able to answer any of your questions, that you can join me in the faculty's booth after this event, or you can talk to someone in admissions or in our accommodation block. Up next we have Kate Swanson from our graduate school, so if you are interested in undertaking a science degree, a research PhD, please feel free to come back and watch Kate. Thanks very much for having me.